Yeah, just watch me shop without seeing what I'm looking at.
Yeah,
Oh,
watch me geek out about how my camera's not working.
yeah, geek. No, I sold him my old Bogans, and then I found some dude off Toronto, on Grilled, and then I bought his Bogans off him. Like the ones I wanted though. No, it's Bogan. Yeah, someone fact check this. Our producer saying Bogan in Australia is associated with rednecks.
I've never heard of that. But I'm not Australian, you know what I'm saying? They do things differently back there. They do things backwards. Their toilets, they actually go like
They,
counterclockwise
f-
instead of
they, f-
clockwise. Flush them.
yeah, is it because it's on the other side of the world, or is it because it's like oriented that way? You know what I mean? Welcome to the eighth episode of This is a Fashion Podcast with your host Mahantra.
And Hugh Heifer, Hugh did.
You did it.
Again, what are we doing today? You want to explain the backdrop? You made it, right? Or you kind of
Yeah.
made it?
So we wanted a news backdrop because they were covering popular news articles that we just wanted to bring up and see how the other person would react. So we have our original slab desks from the last set at the shitty store, Jaded London.
It's
Um,
subjectively shitty.
yeah, so we took the only good thing from the store, which were these
No,
AI
I don't see the
generated
smoke
marble
room. I don't
slabs.
see the sweats in here. Remember,
Yeah,
Mahan's biased.
smoke room's tacky. So we just put that and then we changed the background to a
Rest of the
fashion
smoke
news
room's
set.
tacky, and look at our current background right now. Looks like no jumper news, bro. Again.
The guy
Yeah,
whose wife gets cocked or whatever, or I guess he gets
nah,
cocked through his wife.
he gets cucked.
Yeah,
Yeah, he gets cucked. His wife gets
yeah.
punked.
Remind me which one of us used to listen to No Jumper.
Yeah, it used to be good, bro. No jumper used to be good. What's it called? You can't say it wasn't good if you haven't watched it before. You hear me?
Yeah, just let the silence fill the gap.
No, like yeah, no, I'm being serious. I'm being serious. Mahan loves saying things aren't good, but not ever watching them or ever owning a piece of it. It's just like what do you call it? It is like uneducated like opinion on it. You know what I mean? Mahan, it's called accountability. You have to actually like you have to actually have to respond.
I'm letting the silence speak for itself. So
Mahan, you have to respond there. You have to respond there. I'm
um
calling you out. I'm calling you out.
yeah, let's take a backtrack to the opinions on high fashion, Rick, all these other things that Hefe has never owned, but it calculates an opinion on. Ooh,
I
like
don't
you
have.
see the
I
clouds
never say
floating in.
I never say I have a huge opinion on Rick or anything like that. But you do be saying like, "Yo, Jaded London is like Hitler," and then you never own a piece of them. You have
I
to
don't need
admit
a
that's like you're being a fashion guru right now, and the ones you hate, nah.
no, the ones I hate just say look at my recent acquisitions when putting $2,000 pants on Klarna. Um
Right. What's it
Bro,
called?
you don't need to own a piece of bad garmentry to know it's bad.
I
Actually,
feel like you only know it's bad if you actually like actually own it. But if you're just going off of like hearsay, then definitely you're not gonna be like getting the full fact. You have to admit that makes sense.
like, yeah, if it was one person's account or hearsay.
Yeah, but then if you're only looking at like a certain time or era, and like if your algo's only like focused on that, then it's just basically being in a room full of yes men. Nah.
An echo chamber.
Yeah.
There's
So
people who
you're
I
saying
don't like who say Jade London's bad. Some dude just did a NYC fashion tour, whatever, like shopping tour. And he's
mhm.
like, this is my first time going to Jane London. I've never seen their clothes before in person, but a lot of people say it's fast fashion. And then looking at the store in person, I gotta say, I see what they're saying.
Okay, that just sounds like hearsay. This still sounds like hearsay at the end of the day. Like because It's like you're having an opinion on something that you never even actually. You're just like basically copying other people's opinions. So you're basically becoming the echo chamber.
I've drafted this opinion 5 years ago, and I just stand by it.
When it was asked 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
That was its height of popularity. So you're saying it's gotten better?
I'm saying it's definitely gotten better versus what you
So
think. So what it was,
have
what it
have
was,
you have you owned it 5 years ago?
no, but I can
So
already
then what are
tell
you
when
predicating your change in opinion on?
I'm crediting my change of opinion on the fact that I own current stuff about it. And then before, you're just based on old stuff. When it was at its height was when it was shit. Was when it was starting up, nah?
I don't know. I don't know. But I'm saying neither of us have the contrast to discern whether or not. So that being said, let's go through the fits.
Okay.
What you got on your
Yes.
head top today?
Mine? Okay, so I'm wearing this is a fuck, I can't even see it, bro. What the
All
like,
right,
you know what I'm saying?
there you go.
This is a Kiss trucker hat that I thrifted. Um yeah, it's like Ringo Starr on it. Freaking, what can I say? This is just like a burgundy type of hat. I've had this for like probably 15 years. Um, I'm wearing some Mothman. You know, it's my brand. This is like the Osama Bape logo. Freaking, yeah, it's pretty custom. What else I got on? This is an unreleased hoodie. I'm about to release later. It's like the Mothman
Wait,
USA logo.
give me a sec.
What do you call it? This guy's fucking thing just came here. You got the Mothman logo on the back. Can't even see if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. That's great. And then fittingly, I have the Jaded London they're monster sweats. Bro, everywhere I go, motherfuckers are always complimenting me on these sweats. They're in like this I don't know what kind of camel this is, but it's like a snow camel, but obviously it's like not snow, it's like a dark camel. And yeah, I'm just wearing my, my Suicos. Oh yeah. I'm also wearing my 40 frames, my chrome 40 frames. Let's see. I'm saying, bro, cannot see shit.
You got to put your hand behind it.
There you go. Yeah, 40. Okay, that's what I'm wearing today.
What were the
All
pants?
these
Were
boots.
those the jaded pants?
Yeah. These are the Jade London pants. The ones that everywhere I go, motherfuckers compliment me on them, bro.
What the
Look at that fucking
hell?
thing. What?
Damn.
You got the wrong McDonald's?
No, this Utopia bagel just makes the avocado bagel way different. We got my breakfast.
She looks disgusting, bro.
Yeah, it does. It's never looked like this before.
See,
Oh.
yeah, this guy motherfucker saying Jade London's bad. Look what he's eating. Look what he's putting in his body.
Yeah, that's a false equivocal. That's a avocado toast is good for you.
Yeah, that Utopia toast looks like the opposite of Utopia. Dystopian toast.
Flashback to Hefe gargling down a liter of matcha latte from Utopia Bagel when he visited.
Yeah, the matcha latte was good. That bagel did not look good though, bro.
Yeah, I've never
That,
seen it with so much
that bagel looked like
burnt bits on it.
regurgitated matcha on it.
What are we at? All right, so what we got on today? I got on Andy Millimeter leather jacket in the crinkled lamb leather. It's actually I think it's been like treated with acid. So that's why it's like all like dry and shit. Um, I got on the shirt I had on last time, the one I cut up from Kith, no, ALD.
That cost the man's life.
Yeah, and then yeah, from the tornado. I got the plus J button down underneath that I got tailored to my body from Uniqlo. And then on the pants, I have a pair of black jeans from Pool House NYC that I typically wear for work. And then on the feet, I have Muji house slipper shoes. I wonder, could you get like a look at the fit if I step back? Wait, and
Yeah,
then
yeah, you can see it.
oh, I got my dangly belt over here.
You got your 42-inch belt.
Nah, that's the fit today.
Okay. And what would you say your fit's like? What you going for today?
Um, More like a look off like Andy Millimeter's Runway. It's like kind of like a romantic goth, like a little bit of like preppy, but
So
punk at the same time.
you're a
Kind of like
romantic
a
prep doc today.
yeah, kind of like a juxtaposition of like the pieces. You know what I mean? Like this is just like a shirt that's been cut up. This is like a very like tailored uniform shirt, and then
Yeah.
it's like this like leather jacket in a denim like style, like a I forget what it's called, like a type one. But it's also like really like um damaged, like blistered leather at the same time, and then the pants kind of hold everything together because they're just like a pair of like straight black jeans that are like almost jet black. They're supposed to be like raw, so they're supposed to
Like
fade with time,
just straight
but
leg or what?
um they're like a straight flare, like they're like a true straight, but like they're kind of wide. I think they have about an 11-inch opening. Used to be wide, more straight now, somewhere in between. But I think it just kind of holds everything together because they're like a little clean, like not formal, but they are like casual and a little rugged. So I think the pants kind of hold what's going on top together.
Okay, interesting. I'm going for American Sabotage by you know the AWGE 2025 Paris Fashion Week look, the runway.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's the kind of look I'm going for. Very terrorist, anti-establishment. Also just very cozy because I'm at home and everything like that. I don't want to wear anything too crazy. What if I back up? You can see my fit more. Yeah, you can. Yeah, I got the Arabic on my thing. You can't back up
the
too much. You're fucking swallowed
Osama
up.
bin Laden on the Bape.
Yeah, Osama bin Laden on the Babe. Mixing in with classic Americana fucking graphics with nostalgic bathing ape streetwear logos. Again, yeah, I always wear the
Everything.
summer jewelry. But yeah, so we're done with the fits. Where are we going to now? Thank you for 125 followers on Instagram. That's new. We're getting there to that 150, maybe that 200 mark, and then when we get there, we'll do the giveaway again on Mahan's credit card.
It smells so weird.
Right. Probably did they get there late or something? Or
No, it'd be brown if it was like old, but I've never seen whatever the black bits are on it. And I think they have like onions. Maybe they're onions. I think it's like onion. They're supposed to be like charred, but they're burnt. Yeah, I don't really know what it is, but it don't taste too weird. It just smells weird.
what's it called? Just eat it up. Close your nose and eat it up. Sure.
Pretty
Eat
much.
that.
This is
That's
the
nice.
ASMR podcast. Apologies to the viewers. But my toast is gonna turn brown if I don't eat it.
Okay, let's move
Yeah.
on from
Yes.
breakfast to
Yes.
today's topic.
Yeah, speaking of turning brown, I just wanted to bring up something that's been going on. I'm pretty sure you're aware of it too, but so a popular TikTok content creator by the name of Balenci Owens has kind of had a confessional that um, he's kind of gone into depth over drip,
He's
essentially.
broke.
So, well, I wouldn't say he's broke. I don't want to talk shit about him because I rate the guy and I like rate the transparency.
Yeah.
But he was getting his pieces on Klarna and he was like financing them. He was like picking up extra hours and to make his payments and whatnot. But after the holidays, like January, everything slows down. His hours slowed down. He had to sell one of his hoodies on Grailed. The guy on Grailed did a chargeback because he thought the piece was sus.
Bro,
Which
what the hell?
essentially,
That's so lame.
yeah, exactly. Which basically put him $350 in the hole that he didn't have. Like it was not accounted for. So he made this video, kind of like explaining his situation, that how he's in the hole. I think a lot of people reached out to help him. He didn't accept anyone's help, but like it was just like a video diary of what was going on, and it started off with a lot of support, but what ended up happening was a lot of people like clowning him, being like he's broke, like why would you get drip off Klarna, like you're a full grown man.
How old is he
Like
again? He's like 35.
I don't know, like I want to speculate, he seems older than 35, but like I don't know, but like he has a family, he has kids, he owns his house, he owns his truck,
Yeah.
etc. So he was basically making the case that, dude, like, do you guys not understand how credit works? Like, of course, everything's on credit here. Like, how do you think I have my half a mil house? How do you think I have my 100K truck? Like, obviously, these things are put on credit. These are put on payment plans, and you just figure out how to finance them, right? Like, it's not no like who has the money to buy these things outright, which was his point.
It's like a shitty equivalent though, nah? Because it's like your car and your house is kind of like something that you need to kind of finance. It kind of makes sense to take a loan on those things. But if you're just
Hmm.
getting drip and you're taking a loan on all the drip you're getting, you don't think that's a little kind of like silly? Like, you know what I mean? Especially for Klarna. That's like that whole getting Uber Eats through Klarna now that they have, or
It's
DoorDash,
actually
whatever.
a thing.
Yeah, that's a thing. Like you can get
That's
Klarna,
insane.
DoorDash. I don't know if it's exactly through Klarna, but basically, like, think about it. You're basically financing stuff that doesn't need to be financed. Like he doesn't need to own all that drip in order to like
Yeah.
he did it to build up his own like social profile, right?
No, it just he's basically documenting his hobbies. So where he started off was he was getting reps, and it was like this one Gucci bracelet he couldn't find a good rep for, which got him into the real stuff. And then he went down this rabbit hole, and he's like really into like Vetmont, Balenciaga, Rick Owens, a little bit. He has like the Louis Vuitton Supreme shirt. Like he has a little bit of Louis, he has a little bit of Supreme.
Yeah.
And like he's just passionate about it. Like the way men get
I'm
about
fine
their
with that.
hobbies.
No, I'm fine with that. Like, what's it called? But you definitely don't call yourself Balenci Owens and not like try to like get some clout with that name or just like kind of think of yourself kind of highly. He probably thought himself as like fucking the dad who has all the fucking luxury. You know what I mean? All the high end fashion and shit like that. And it's like he's kind of living like a facade because in the sense like if he's only using the Klarna, that
Mhm.
Klarna bill is racking up, nah, all the interest and shit. I think like if you buy something that's say
Klarna doesn't
$80,
have interest, no?
no, Klarna has interest.
Damn, really? I
I've
thought it was
never
just
used
a
the app. Sorry. What'd you think?
because like Sezzle, Klarna, and a few of the other things, they just let you split your payments into 4 or 6. Like
Bro,
you pay them bi-weekly,
how do you think they would
but
make any money?
there's no interest.
Bro, you buy something that's $80 on Klarna, they charge you like essentially $90 or $95. Because I swear they do. I swear the
No.
payments add up. If you divide the payments,
Wait, hold up, hold up. Okay, let's get the viewers on board because they can't hear the producer.
yeah.
So producers saying that Klarna essentially is how I said. So you take your item and split it into 4 payments bi-weekly, and there's no interest. The way they make their money is if you miss a payment, the interest is naturally high. But there are, I think, on Klarna, and Affirm is another one that has this model where
My firm
essentially,
has interest. I believe a firm has
I,
interest.
I I think I think they all have interest and uninterest models. Essentially, like if you want to
Yeah.
break your thing down to monthly payments, in that case there is interest. And then there's like differences between all of them, right? Some of them like you can pay with credit cards. Some of them you can pay with American Express. Some of them you can't pay with American Express. Some of them you have to pay with your bank account. You know what I mean? So like there's all these variants and degrees. It's not confirmed which one he's been using, but just to kind of get the definition out of the way. But so you're saying though, like you don't use Klarna.
No, I don't use Klarna. I think it's like a silly thing to use. Like realistically, I'm up for like if I gotta pay my bill, I'm gonna pay it right away. Like with my credit card, I'll pay it right away off because I'm not just gonna
Mm-hmm.
wait till the end of the month and then make it seem like I'm richer than I actually am. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like
Yeah.
I get the idea of like paying later. It feels a lot better that way. But like, bro, if you're trying to be Balenci Owens and you got this fucking huge like debt from Klarna or firm or Sizzle whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you're not really Balenciowens, bro. You're just fucking a dad's making poor purchases. You know what I'm saying? Making poor
Yeah.
financial decisions, and he's a dad. So it's like,
I I think on the flip side, like having used Klarna, I've used it both here in United States and Canada. And when I moved here, I couldn't use it because I didn't have my credit straight. I couldn't get a credit card, etc. Like I just moved.
mhm.
What I'll say is in a lot of instances, even if I had the money, and I think like it's a financial tool, right? Like taking a loan is a financial tool. It's not scuffed upon if you use it properly. If you take a financing deal or a lease or whatever out on your car, your home, these are not things that are scuffed upon if you do it correctly. But I think like the real issue is like if the financial illiteracy of the average consumer where they're making these purchases with money they don't have yet. If you buy something with like zero interest and you could break it up into 4 payments, you essentially put half of it on your next credit card bill, which like your next statement, which reduces your credit utilization for that time, which is pretty useful to be able to do that. If you're buying more than you can currently pay up front for, I do think there's an issue in that. But having had to pay things up front while I'm here for like my first year versus being able to put them out into payments and keeping track of those payments, um, it's just a lot more useful not having to put down all that cash up front.
Okay, like I completely agree with you. There's nothing wrong with financing or anything like that, and I understand like having a credit card and buying things on credit. Everyone knows like what that is. But like,
Mhm.
what neighbors say? If you can't buy it, realistically, you shouldn't be buying it. You know what I mean? And in this case, we're not talking about a house. We're not talking about a car. We're not talking about like something that he really needed to support his business. This guy was just buying clothes and he got carried away with it. Like, was
Well,
that not the case?
no, but like if it's your hobby, right? Like if you had some like weird niche hobby that involved spending a lot of money, right? Like if you bought computer parts or like you make model cars or like you needed a 3D printer, I don't know, like or even like if I were to buy a new PC, right? Like if I wanted to buy a new gaming computer, I wouldn't buy a 3,000 computer up front. I would save up the $3,000, put that away, and get it on like a payment plan. If it was zero interest, 100%. Like I don't want to be out $3,000 right now when I can like put $1,500 on this credit card and $1,500 on the next one. Um,
Okay, but like for Balenci Owens, what happened is again, it's like he's not overbuying because he's saying he's buying every piece on Klarna.
no, he
If he's
was he
buying
was
every piece,
he was overbuying. Even like regardless if he was buying it on Klarna or not. Like once again, if he had the money to pay it up, he was just planning his shit out. Like he was buying it on Klarna, and he's like, okay, I have these bills due, I have this payment due. If I work these hours that I'm already scheduled to work, etc., then I'll be able to be on track with my payments. But what happened was he got hit with reduced hours and he got hit with a chargeback.
okay, but okay, one chargeback isn't gonna like basically make you go on the internet and say, "Yo, like I'm actually a fraud." You know what I mean? Like one chargeback isn't gonna do that, and you
Well,
know that for a
realistically,
fact.
he didn't need to do that though. He didn't need to go on the internet and say he's a fraud.
No, that's fine. He didn't need to do that, but in a sense, it could have been eating him alive. You know what I mean? In a sense, that could have been like a cry for help. And I know you said he didn't. He like people offered him help, and then
Yeah.
he didn't take it. But like at the end of the day, like bro, how old is he again? He's like 30 to 40. You know what I mean? And he has
Hmm.
kids.
Hmm.
Freaking just seems like it seems like the fashion gods got him. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Fucking the fashion gods got him. Like the clout gods got him. Freaking this guy was probably like, oh damn, I'm getting my profile is blowing up so nice because of all these pieces I'm buying. I know I've seen some of his posts and everything like yeah, like what's it called?
Hmm.
He be dripped out, freaking from like head to toe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, a white shirt, he'll be wearing like a Rick Owens shirt, and he won't
Yeah.
even mention. It's probably like to that point where he doesn't even think of it anymore because he thinks he's Balenci Owens. And like maybe that's his account name and everything. But at the end of the day, he's a father and he's like
Hmm.
a man who got reduced hours. Like those hours weren't promised to him, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
I can't speak on it, but
Exactly.
so a lot of the other discourse going on with it is so he came from the rep community, and a lot of people are basically also dogging on him, saying he should have stuck to reps. What do you think, like in that dichotomy of buying reps versus buying real, but on layaway?
Like honestly, like if you're saying he had the financial means to buy it, but if he was just like assuming that he would have these hours at the end of the day and not actually
Hmm.
guaranteed having them, and at the same time, he doesn't actually have the funds. He's kind of
Hmm.
like buy like thinking for the future that he will buy that this will be covered. I
Yeah.
think it's like he should just stick with reps then because then he wouldn't. Now he looks like a rep type of dude, like his personality and everything like that. You know what I mean? So it's like
Hmm.
I think it's cool to buy reps if like you're not gonna like portray that like you're Balenci Owens, you know what I mean? You're like the Rick God or something like that. And at the end of the day, bro, like like on a realistic perspective, he's just like he's a dad, right? He has a wife. He has a, he.
Hmm.
You said he like he finances his car and he finances his house. Like
Hmm.
we don't know if he starts to make payments for those, bro. What if the fucking bank takes his house because he's buying too much Vêtements? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the stupidest shit
Yeah.
ever. Like and like, his wife's probably like looking at him like, bro, what the fuck are you doing, yo? Like,
Yeah.
remember? Yeah, no, it's like I think it's fine to buy reps if like you don't have the means for it and everything like that, or if you don't want to spend the means for it. But freaking what do you call it? Yeah, that's what I think about that. Do you have any other final things to say about this? Like, I think you understand what my opinion is about this. Like, on Balenci
Yeah,
Owens.
I kind of agree with you. Like Klarna, well, this part I disagree. Klarna, useful tool, use it in the correct manner, like, but be financially literate when you use it. I think what Balenci Owens was dumb, but I don't think it was like due to like getting so caught up with flexing culture that he just put way too much on the drip. I think it was just a dude who had a shopping addiction, who loved what he was kind of doing, and he was trying to perpetuate it. Like, I do think some of it was for clout, just so he had like more videos to put out. But
Yeah,
like he doesn't like, there's a lot of people on fashion content who dress like shit, but they just have high confidence. Like, they're in that sweet spot where, um, like we all had it. Like, you're wearing whatever you can buy. You get your first Stussy, you get your first Supreme, and you start developing like this confidence. You're like, oh, I'm top shit because I got this and I got that. And they start making videos, and they're like, bro, I am the Balenci Owens. I am. But I think like the higher you get into fashion, and the more you realize where like the ceiling's at, you tend to humble yourself. And I think to some degree, like for someone who named Balenci Owens, he was quite humble, which I appreciate. And I think him coming out to express his situation was just a means of like connecting, but also just telling the younger folk like, this drip isn't worth your financial security. And
like
it's like a very honest and open discourse that I do appreciate. But yeah, I don't think you should be like spending money you don't have yet on clothes.
yeah. No, okay, yeah. I'm glad we can agree on that. And like, you know, like hopefully like he gets himself out of this situation. Hopefully he digs himself out for like the sake of his kids, you know, the sake for his family and like, you know, for the sake of his like his own self-respect and everything like that. I do agree that it did take a lot to kind of, you know, humble yourself and be like, look, I'm not Balenci Owens, I'm Balenci Owens and freaking what's it called? Yeah, I get it. That's just about it. All right. Let's talk about something else. Have you seen the new AWGE fashion show, the new runway?
Oh, did it come out New York Fashion Week this week?
Yeah, it did. And then it was like a huge shift from the previous one in Paris Fashion Week. So
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, no, I posted it in the recording
Let me
studio
see.
chat if you want to check that out. But basically, it's just like a lot more manufactured garments, like a lot more runway pieces. Like if you looked at the American Sabotage one, it was a lot more just like I
Conceptual.
said, it was like very terrorist, very homeless, very punk, very anti-establishment, which is kind of cool because it kind of went along with what ASAP Rocky was. He's like a very like punk Rocky and all that shit. But
Mm-hmm.
if you see the newest pieces, there's a lot of like office attire. I know he did a lot of influence where he kind of um, it was kind of like a look into his own life, I guess, because now they did a lot of like references to like kids. Like I think there was like a baby stroller prop. There was like a puffer baby vest, you know, like the vest that you gotta wear as a mom or a dad where you hold your kid. So there's things like that. And yeah, no, what's it called? I think it just really shows that Og is kind of like changing. ASAP Rocky's kind of changing. He's moving from this whole I don't think he's gonna rap anymore. That's for one. Um, he might rap here and there just to like humor people or to entertain people. But I really
Mm-hmm.
think that like his true passion is like making these engineered garments. Have you seen the pieces first? Like, did you see
I'm
like
looking at it now. I kept opening the one from last season.
oh yeah, yeah, no, yeah, the first one's the thing. But yeah, no, you see what I'm
Yeah.
talking about though? Like it's very non-streetwear this time. It's a lot more office attire. Like it's
It's more
like
contemporary.
yeah, yeah, very more like especially you don't think it's a bit avant-garde office attire? Like, I think like some pieces like would work, but then other pieces like bro, they're still like really baggy and everything like that. So it's like and I don't think that's coming from the streetwear or anything like that. I just like, think that's coming from just exaggerated proportions.
Hmm. I'd say it's a lot more contemporary. It still has like hints of streetwear in it. No, producer, you have the wrong one open.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
2025. Go to the one
Yeah.
above it.
There's still hints of streetwear. I understand what you're trying to say by office, and I think like having my business casual mandates of like what an office is like, I wouldn't say so, but like it has a lot of like the feelings of like Mew Mew did back in like COVID and a little bit now, like this like reimagined uniform.
Yeah.
It's like very like New York inspired. Like what I see walking around the streets of New York, it's like a lot of things that like kind of clash or like seem random, but they work together cohesively. Um, like definitely streetwear, a little bit of contemporary, and even I think like he's channeling a little bit of like that like prep contemporary look that
What?
he's
Like, preppy
probably
look?
seen. Well, like because he's been signed to Bottega as like one of their brand ambassadors, so he's been wearing a lot of
Mhm.
Bottega Veneta, which I like. I feel like I see a lot of inspiration from that as well, and it's like channeling a lot of like how he's been dressing recently, and I think like a lot of what he's wearing recently is because of that. Um, my
Do you
one
like the whole
thing
like
like
motorsport stuff or not?
the the motorsports stuff, like I like from a mile away. It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
And like I do think how ASAP's been dressing recently is like more accessible, but I do think it's a lot more boring. Like I think like back when we were growing up, like ASAP was putting on like some crazy fits. Like he was just like that pretty jiggy, MF, where if you know what I mean, like you'd be seeing these like outfits out in the streets, whether it was like Fashion Week, someone saw him in New York, just like a fit here and there. getting Black Scale popping. He was getting like Rick Owens popping. He was getting Raph
Yeah,
Simmons popping. Um,
Jeremy Scott's and all that stuff, mixing them all together. I get it.
yeah, I just feel like I understand like people change and all that. Like you gotta like dress where you're like use fit into the situations that you're in sometimes. And like I see this collection has like a lot of versatility depending on what you're doing. Um, and it's like definitely a lot more wearable and contemporary. And I see his identity in it because of how he's been dressing lately. Like it's like a little bit of like sophisticated ignorance. Um,
He's been
with
still
like
dressing like like very like streetwear and casual though. Now you don't think so? Like he's still wearing like the beanie with the long shirt under the short sleeve and fucking still wearing his
not
chains and everything.
not he's been wearing like maybe for like that one interview, but everywhere I've seen him, he's been wearing like
Boots
some
and
like
stuff.
baggy dress pants, some like loafers, like maybe a big gray overcoat or whatnot. Like I think like this collection very encapsulates like kind of like how he's been dressing as of late. Um,
So you think he's like maturing, or do you think he's like you think this is a more of a safe collection where he's not
like
doing too anything too crazy?
I think aesthetically he is maturing. I do think it is a bit of a safe collection. Like it is like cool and contemporary, and I like the wearability and the looks of it. But it's like nothing like speaks to me.
Yeah,
Like sometimes I'll see a collection or like I'll see some pieces or I'll see a look and I'm like, oh my god, do I have to like reconsider my whole closet? And although I think like there's like a lot of like cool pieces in this, there isn't really one that like stands out to me that I'm like, I have to have this. There's like
yeah.
this would be cool to own.
I think the puffer umbrella looks pretty cool. You know, and the like the bomber umbrella. I think that was a kind of a creative idea. I know you don't like
Like
umbrellas.
like the orange inside.
Yeah, yeah. And then like it was kind of like exaggerated how big the umbrella was. Freaking I don't like the motorsport stuff at all. I think the
Mm-hmm.
motorsport stuff is really corny. I think anytime they incorporate that in fashion, it just looks like I don't know, it
Costume.
just looks like not a costume, it just looks tacky. It looks like Forever 21 or like Urban Outfitters type of shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the motherfuckers went bankrupt. Forever 21 already went bankrupt, right? And then someone else bought them.
Mm-hmm.
And, um, but yeah, no, I just think the motorsport stuff is always ugly. Like, don't get me wrong, I get it. Back in the day, racer jackets were cool. Like, you know, wearing racing jackets, fucking those Ferrari ones, the M&M ones, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think we moved away from that now. You know, I feel like if you see racing jackets now, like you kind of look like a dad or something. And like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being a dad. That's funny because he's a dad now. And then like vibes in this like were like dad vibes. You know, they had like the baby stuff. That's cool that he's like showing a bit more of his like development as like in his life in his collection. But I really think the 2025 American Sabotage one was way better. Freaking the one at Paris Fashion Week, and then that's funny that you say you think this one has a lot more wearability because I think the other one has a lot more wearability. I think the other one is like a lot more casual. Um, you know, just a lot more casual pieces like plaid shirts, long sleeves, short sleeves, like kind of like um, I guess like just two different like eras. It looks like like before he was more coming from a more like younger aspect, even though it's only 1 year apart, and now it's
Mm-hmm.
like he's doing the more like sophisticated or just like more officey like type of look. Yeah,
Yeah, I just feel like the last one, like it had a lot of cool, interesting pieces. Like it still had your like office looks.
yeah,
Um,
true.
but there's like the bomber that's like upside down.
Yeah, that
They
one
like
is kind of unwearable.
to be honest, I don't even know if the yeah, maybe like upside down. Like I think it's cool. Like don't get me wrong. Like a lot of like ripped and distressed. The bulletproof vest printed shirt with the American Sabotage.
Yeah,
Um, like the streetwear looks were cool. The triple deckered pants were like kind of cool. Um, but like I just think like overall the look is like harder to like wear
wear in
in your day
public.
to day every day, yeah, in public. might be like it depends where you're from, right? Like I think it's really interesting. Like both looks, or both seasons, like very much give me a New York vibe.
Yeah.
American Sabotage gives me like the energy of like when you're walking around Canal Street. It's like this like mix between like prep and grungy and like fashion. Which I think like I don't know if it was intentional, but it's pretty hilarious. So like around Soho on Canal Street, not a reference to the reps, but just like the ecosystem that's around there. And then his new collection has like this like Lower East Side, um, yeah,
Like
like
posh.
more Lower East Side, yeah, like Upper East Side, like West Village, yeah, like more posh. Like you're looking thrifty and put together, but like in this like um disarrayed way that shows like you're confident but you're like not trying to look good on purpose because it's like in a sense like trying to look estranged or what's that word called, obscure on purpose.
Like abnormal and shit like that. Like you're wearing
Yeah,
like a suit, but it's an abnormal suit.
exactly. Or like even like the skirt, the like I think like the wool or fluffy one with like the checkered underneath. It's like it looks pieced together, but like an intentional way. So they both feel very New York. Honestly, if there's like something to show on New York Fashion Week, I think both his collections were good ones.
Yeah.
Um, Conceptually, his last season I think was more interesting, but this season seems more wearable.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. I would just say like the last one just I would fits better from my perspective. But then yeah, the new one's great for like marketability and everything like that. Um, do you think he's gonna keep making music, or do you think he's gonna fully put himself in AWGE now? Like you know how Rihanna just stopped making music and now she just does Fenty, and he's
Yeah.
kind of like doing the same thing.
Hmm. That's
Maybe that's where the
hard.
money is. You know what I mean? Or maybe that's actually sort of passion is.
Yeah, because I think it's like with the deals these people have, like when you do music, you're making money for other people, and it's like as you get older, like going out on a stage and performing maybe loses a bit of its luster, and like it feels a little bit less dignifying.
You, you think it feels more like a gesture in a sense, like versus like I don't know, you're like Albert Einstein. You're actually just like writing a formula, or like you're actually just like making something versus just hopping on stage and dancing like
Yeah,
a white man.
yeah, and I think like music has a bit of that, but I think like it's just the medium in which like music is like carried on through, makes it like very commercialized, and that's why like video games and like music as much as like it's an art, like it's an art form that has been manipulated in order to sell commercially, right? Like I don't know how many people want to make the same song with the same four chords and the same three flows over and over again, or how many people like there's like some games that come out where I'm like, who wants to make this? Like like who wants to make another video game about knights, orcs, and warlocks? Who wants to make this video game where you're some knights running on a horse with guns? Like these just seem like so uninspired, and the fact that you could even find like 20 developers or or like 20 designers or 20 musicians to do this, it's just a commercial like dance for the money, code for the money type of gig. And I could see why you would want to go to like a industry that like clothes are still like that, right? Like you still have to make shit that people want to buy, but you have, I think, a little bit more leniency of like how creative you can get with that, that dimension.
Okay, yeah, no. Let's move on to the next story. Do you have anything else? I have like two more, and we can just go
Yeah.
back and.
Yeah, so I got there's just been this thought coming up in the fashion community right now that essentially tabbies are no longer niche anymore. with like the huge surge in popularity of tabby shoes in the last few years. They've gone
Mhm.
from being this like ugly it shoe that's like if you know you know once again like you're being obscure in purpose, but because taste signaling has essentially shifted towards like obscurity, basically like the more obscure you are, like people on Instagram don't take nice pictures anymore. They take like these like really random photos and collage them together like to show intentional. So
Yeah.
because taste is moving towards obscurity, tabbies have turned to a form of like essentially signaling, which has made them more popular, which makes them like no longer cool, ironically.
Okay, so you're just saying, like, to become mainstream now, is what you're saying?
Yeah, but I'm saying, yeah, so they're no longer niche due to the move towards obscurity as the main taste signaler.
What's it called? Tabbies are like the ones where you have to buy the socks to like make your shoe comfortable, right? They're like the fucking alien camel shoe.
Yeah.
Okay, what's it called? Does that hurt you that they're no longer seen as like, you know what I mean? I know you have a few
Uh,
pairs, right? Or you have one or two, or
I have like eight.
do you feel like, you know what I mean? You're gonna have to like resell those, or you're gonna hold on to them just so that means you know what I mean, for when when this like arc passes, that you're gonna like be able to like wear them again.
I don't know. I don't really wear my tabbies much anymore.
You think that's
Um,
because of this going on, or just because you just like stepped away from them overall?
well, like a lot of the tabbies I got, because I got my tabbies in 2018. I think I got my first ones then. And essentially back then I used to wear like a lot of like cropped trousers. So like,
Yeah.
you know, your like dress pants with the crease and whatnot, but like in a wide to tapered silhouette that crop around the ankle. And all of my tabbies were like the low cut sneakers. Which essentially meant once I put this in my mouth. I'm not, don't worry. So like a lot of those like low profile skate shoes, like they were like the Vans, the Converse, like those types of tabbies. They worked still really well with like the 2022 pant width that was popular, which was like about 10 inches, 10 to 11 inches. But as like pants have gotten like wider and longer, I think around 13 inches, the tabbies start getting like covered fully by the shoe. I mean, by the pant.
Hmm.
Um, so it doesn't show as much. Like we've obviously gone to like wider sneakers. It still looks nice with a skinnier one, but I also need the pants to be shorter because the tabbies are really like low profile. And that gets
Yeah.
me to like my tabby heels because I have a white and black pair of the tabby heels. One, it's winter. Well, like they're also like very like delicate leather. Like they're like a nice high quality leather, which makes them less water durable. But one, it's winter, so I don't really want to be wearing heels, like slipping on ice and shit. And then two, like I've just been rocking out with my Ricks and whatnot, but like I do feel like tabbies have lost a bit of their luster that they used to have, of being that like, oh, like if you see someone, you're like, oh shit, we could probably talk about the same shit. And now it's like, if you see someone wearing tabbies, they're just like a trend hopper.
So are you saying that like tabbies are becoming like the new pandas or like sambas?
I don't
What
think it'll get necessarily there because like pandas
price
and
range?
some yeah, exactly, it's just accessibility, right? Because like with those shoes you have like the Vans old schools, you have the Sambas, you had like the Hirachis, you know what I mean? Like these are just accessible shoes that like the general audience fills in and then it becomes oversaturated so people just move on to a new shoe. um Like I think this is probably like more similar to like the Lanvins. You know how like the Lanvin shoes were like super popular?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's always like a high end shoe that kind of comes in and out of like the popular zeitgeist. The Ramones have always kind of been there. The Raf Simons one's been there. So I think it's
Landmans are
kind
like
of
more popular among like streetwear though, you know what I mean?
the Raf Simon ones.
Are the Landmans.
Oh, yeah. Even like Bottega Veneta has like a sneaker as well.
What about like Margiela Futures? You think they're like that'd be the equivalent of like Landmans or like or would you say like because they're kind of different than tabbies. Tabbies are more of like a feminine looking shoe, nah? Like
Well, they have tabbies in a lot of different silhouettes. You have combat boot tabbies. You have like platform tabbies. You have loafer tabbies, platform loafer. Then you have like your more like feminine silhouettes, which are like the original tabby that are like the sock shoe version, which is just the mold of your foot as a split toe. And then you have flat, small heel, big heel, and then the woman heel, which is slightly bigger than the man's big heel. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's just something to kind of bring up into the zeitgeist.
okay, yeah, nah. I don't own a pair of tabbies, but yeah, I don't think I'll order a pair either. They look uncomfortable when you like walk in them. I'm not trying to develop any more like walking problems, and I already use orthopedic shoes. So yeah, that's just that. Um,
You just have to split
yeah,
the toe in your
nah, but
insoles.
you can use orthopedics, but just not for like ones that only cover the back. Like I have orthopedics, and like they just cover like really like the heel, and not really.
Oh,
They don't have to go all the way to the front. You know what I
oh,
mean?
I got those. I have no idea in what pair of shoes they're in right now.
Bruh, bruh. Your foot flat now or something? Like, it's not good. Like, yeah.
um,
Okay, next topic. I wanna talk about, the Saint Michael, Bape collab, the one that came out recently. Have you seen it? Producer, it's this link. Where is it? It's this Instagram link. Yeah, kinda wanna just talk about it in the sense where I think it's like a pretty good collaboration. I think Saint Michael and Bape always do great things together. I like the juxtaposition how Bape is like, a very modern, like contemporary streetwear brand. They have like good prints, they have like good props, good lifestyle items, good hoodies, like everything's good quality. And then Saint Michael does like that whole like vintage, it's more of like a grunge high-end streetwear, I guess you could say. Um, and
oh, like they're
that's
doing the Bape shirt with the Misfits face.
yeah, yeah, because like Saint Michael always does things like with well, I love that Misfits logo.
Yeah, I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
they stole your flow bar for bar.
Nah, like what's it called? They, 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 they they did it nice. They did it nice. I can't like hate them for that. You know what I'm saying?
They
They
did do
can
it there. So that could have been Mothman, bro. That was like,
yeah, no, don't worry. Like that 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 that's on the way. That's on the way though. You know what I'm saying? But nah, trust. When
mhm.
I seen that, I'm like, damn, that looks hard. And like, I still have something like that and like saved on my MacBook. Freaking
Yeah,
but either way, no, I think they did good with that though. Like Saint Michael always does like old designs. Like they did like the Beavis and Butthead one before. They always play on like old like classic pop culture graphics. That's why I like graphics too, because you could always like breathe life to like old things. So like the Misfits logo done 1,000 times, but then like I've never seen this one look like that before, and like that one looks so hard. Like I would even like get it tatted. You know what I mean? But
mhm.
I just want to say like yeah, I like the collab. I like how they have lifestyle items. They always do stuff like ashtrays and stuff like that. They have like a
Yeah,
stool, which looks like an oil drum. It's like a portable stool, so you can bring it around. I guess you can sit on it.
yeah,
That'd be nice to have inside the crib and everything. Um, and like the juxtaposition between Bape and Saint Michael, one being
yeah,
like a more of a vintage, and the other one being more of a like not high end streetwear, but just like straight up streetwear.
yeah.
I think they always make a good collaboration coming out. I think they put enough thought into the designs where they don't look like they're just spewed out like AI slop or anything like that.
Yeah,
I think the Aztec bomber is a bit like whatever, and that's kind of like the only jacket in the what's it called uh, colle-
the
collection.
collection.
Yeah, but I still think they're still doing good. Like, I guess why I want to bring it up is, do you think vape is still like valid in 2026? Yeah,
I think like if you like vape, it's valid. Like I think more people just need to start wearing shit because they like it and not
yeah,
because like it's hot. Um, I don't personally think vapes has like the same following polar allure as it used to, because like damn bro, like back in the day, especially when we were like kids into hip hop, you see Kid
yeah,
Cudi with that like biker jacket, leather biker jacket with the shark hoodie under it. Like damn, I want to
yeah.
recreate that fit so bad. And now
Or
it's
like
like,
Kanye,
yeah,
like going to the
honestly,
vape store and buying like
yeah.
trying on every single color vape stuff, only to not buy anything at all.
Yeah, like I think there's like this cool allure to it, and like the more you get into these cultures, like there's like these patterns and proportions that start making like more sense to you. Like if you're really into sneakers, vapes does look really cool, but like when you fall out of it, they look lame as hell. So
Oh, bro,
like
they look so like kiddish. You know what I mean?
yeah, but I think there's like this appeal to it, right? Like it's depending on like what sneakers or like how into sneakers you are. There's like a joy of like having your childhood in a pair of like shoes like that. But like it just depends like what your aesthetic is. Like obviously like if you like Bape, rock with Bape. If you don't like Bape, then you don't have to get it. And also tutus, you made me just search up how much a shark hoodie goes for because I've been looking for a full zip hoodie.
How much is a shark? It's like $600, right?
Is it actually? It could go
Yeah,
K
I have a babe shark
price though.
hoodie, and I paid like 600. I think it was 600 something off Essence. Which is funny because my
Oh,
next topic is gonna be about Essence. But
that's
yeah, no, the hoodies are
disgusting. What
good.
the
They
hell?
run kind of big though. Like, I should have got a size small. Like I got a medium, and it's
On
like
StockX, did they have him for 448?
I and that's USD too, right?
Yeah, but like on Farfetch, it's like $927. Like
Bro,
what the
Farfetch is
hell?
like fuck Farfetch, bro. Freaking
Yeah, it's a
I think it
lame ass
really depends
Pokemon.
on like certain ones too. Like I know vintage vape is like goes for a lot, you know what I mean? Because they don't recreate all the designs. Like it's like reprints. They don't do like you know Yu-Gi-Oh does reprints. Like vape doesn't really do
Yeah,
that. And but I do think that vape does have its cult following to some extent. I do think that the legacy of vape has died. Like, you know, I
oh
think
wait,
they
just the
forced it.
pullover. Never mind.
Wait, you can get the pullover hood? Oh, bro,
No, no,
no one
I
likes
need a
pullover.
zip.
Bro, no
Yeah.
one likes pullover. Freaking, are you thinking of getting a vape full zip up?
Honestly, like is this also pullover? I would because I want one for layering under my jackets. And I was trying to get a Rick one, but the hood on the Rick Owens one. Oh, this is also pullover.
Yeah,
Um,
that's why it's that price, bro. The zip up is a lot more, or it's gonna
yeah,
be, you know what I mean? Maybe a bit more. I don't know about Farfetch though, but yeah, no, I think the legacy is dead for sure. Like, but vape itself isn't dead. Um, it's like Supreme. Supreme doesn't have the same appeal that it used to have, but at the end of the day, Supreme is still like a forefront in like streetwear. You know what I mean? It's still like
yeah.
one of the founding fathers and
I
everything.
think it's better that way too, though, right?
So, because people who actually like it would just buy it instead of people who are just buying it because they see it on Kid Cudi and like
Yeah.
what
Shout out
Kanye?
to Edward. You know what I'm saying? Like people who just buy it to flip it.
Oh, don't tell me. I don't think he does that anymore. Talking about
Yeah, no one does that anymore. That's the point. Also,
he-
yeah, you put me on to Saint Max because like if I were to get any kinds of graphics, I'd probably get something like this. Although I know All Saints is kicking and screaming for that Saint logo.
freaking don't tell me, bro. No one likes All Saints anymore. Really? Do you even like All Saints anymore?
Nah, nah. Like I think they just strayed too far, and now they're just like an in-between brand that doesn't like really do anything really good. Like They used to
All
have a
Saints?
lane. Yeah.
Hey, sorry, go on.
They used to have a lane. They would like essentially like make like these like really nice Rick dupes. Like if you were like if you couldn't afford Rick, and like a lot of like Eddie Slimane, like I do cocaine and cigarettes for breakfast type of vibe. And now
Mhm.
it's like this like rocker look, but like rocker, um, in like this weird era, like a non-cool rocker. Like it looks like
Didn't
someone who's
they
like cosplaying.
didn't they always have, like, that type of biker rocker, like, fake goth type of look, though? Like, I swear All Saints was always like that.
Like I'd say yes, but there was like something like more like authentic to it. It wasn't like logos driven. It was just pieces that like hit that lane pretty well. And now like they've gone to a like a more commercial version of that that looks like manufactured. Like
Right.
it looks like high-end Randy Melville for people who want to look like they're rock.
Do you think All Saints is basically the black version of Club Monaco? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And Club Monaco is the gray and beige version, essentially.
Like the later tones and yeah, I would agree. I liked both of those stores when I was coming up. Well, like, also there used to be like nothing to really like shop in Toronto like in the early 2010s. So I do
You
agree.
should not be shopping at Club Monaco at that age, realistically, like, you know what I mean? It's kind
Yeah,
of
it
like
was
a
mad expensive.
yeah, and it's like it's not that you don't get that great of a piece for, like, what you're buying for. I had,
Yeah,
like, a
but
Club Monaco jacket, though, it was nice.
yeah, but for like back in the day in Toronto, like especially as a guy, like there was like not much to really like go and shop at. Like there was like Urban Outfitters, the Stussy store. There was
It's still
like,
alive. The Stussy store is still alive, and they still have lines outside of it, you know that?
but there used to be no lines when I used to go. You just walk in.
Well, when we used to go as high school, it was like, it wasn't a line, but then it was very exclusive because like, people didn't know
Yeah,
about that.
it was also far. It was far as hell.
Yeah. Doesn't seem that
um,
far anymore, yeah.
well, they moved it. They moved it to Queen Street, or sorry, like
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Spadina. Um,
Fucking good times.
s- yeah. So did you know the size store is where the Stussy store was?
No, so Size now is where Stussy used to be?
Stussy, yeah, exactly.
Nah, I haven't been to Size ever, so, like, I can see why I haven't because, yeah, the Stussy store was so far. Stussy was,
Yeah.
like, near Livestock, not or
No,
Deadline.
no, no, it wasn't.
I swear it was. It
No,
wasn't that far off.
livestock and a
The Drift?
not yeah were both at Queen and Spadina. To go to the Stussy store, you'd have to walk 30 minutes down Queen, all the way
And it was
to
worth it. And it was worth every single step, you know what I'm saying?
what's that park that's near there? Man, fuck, I
Crackhead Park?
forget. No, it's something Bellwork, some shit park.
Trinity Bellwoods?
Trinity Bellwoods. Yeah, it's by Trinity Bellwoods, which is hella
What's it
deep.
called?
Um,
Yeah, no, I agree, there wasn't much to buy at back in the day, like, there wasn't, yeah.
yeah,
That's
and
when
you otherwise you had your Zaras and your H&Ms too, but like I think like all of those are like costume clothes. So then if you like really broke it down, like you know you had your costume clothes, your streetwear. If you wanted like contemporary garments, all you basically had was like All Saints and Club Monaco as a
bruh,
dude.
like, as, teenagers, we should not be shopping at All Saints and Club Monaco because the motherfucker's too expensive, bruh, and, like, we're just kids, you know what I mean? That's how you
Yeah,
get sucked into, like, the fucking, the fashion, like, whatever,
pre
zeitgeist, and then
Klarna.
you become yeah, yeah, and then you become fucking, Balenci Owens, bro. You know what I mean? And then you gotta make a video apologizing for, like, being a fake. You don't want us to do that.
um like I do agree, but I think like as like an early 20s type of person who's like who you want to like get into like fashion and whatnot, and you can't shell out for designer, but you want something like good quality or like as an actual like garment. Those are like your options, that and like Levi's, and then essentially just buying vintage or like secondhand. because otherwise,
Um,
like, you had to essentially buy at these like fabricated culture stores like Urban Outfitters. Where like back then you could get Stussy at Urban Outfitters.
okay, but then that was actually a bit after. You know what I mean? Because originally Stussy was just at the Stussy store, and then
Yeah,
eventually, then Urban Outfitters is kind of like what, a culture vulture that kind of takes a bunch of fucking shits and then just like, yeah, you can get it all in one spot for
yeah,
a slightly higher price.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay, yeah, no,
Um,
I think let's go back to the thing. Yeah, the Bape collab was cool. And I do think the legacy of Bape is dead, but yeah, I agree. Like you're kind of right. It's kind of nice in that sense because people who actually just want to buy it will buy it. Same with Supreme. People want to buy Supreme will buy Supreme.
mhm.
And there's not like overhype surrounded around these like brands anymore, where you're gonna have to like camp out the store or basically, um, wake up at a certain time and then cop these things right beforehand so the bots don't take them for the resale. Especially because resale is dead now. Like what's it called? Like you don't see anyone reselling shit anymore.
Yeah, it's tough
Well,
to make a buck on it. The last story I had in mind, um, this is kind of like not fully fashion related, but I think it's interesting. Have you seen Alysa Liu from the Olympics?
uh, uh, what
She's
is that?
she's the she's a figure skater. She has like this raccoon hairstyle. Essentially, she dyes the crown of her hair blonde every year, and then it basically causes a ring to form in her hair, like rings of blonde. Wait, I'm gonna put
Alyssa Violet? Alyssa
no,
who?
Alyssa
Alyssa who?
Liu, Alyssa Liu. Here, I put a.
Oh. Oh, that's natural? Oh, that's cool.
It's not natural, but she
But
bleaches only her crown.
like it grows out, right?
Yeah, and it
Uh,
grows out into a ring, and then she bleaches it again every year, and it just keeps going. But like basically her story is she just won Olympic gold. She retired from figure skating,
mhm.
because they basically would tell her like, if you want to figure skate, you have to be like this skinny, you have to eat these foods, you have to wear these clothes, you have to dance to these songs.
And
And
her
she
hair
came
too?
back.
Like, you don't like her hair anymore? Or what?
Um, well, like if you look at her old pictures, like she used to look hella normal. Um, Mind you, she's I think 20 now, and when she stopped figure skating, she was like 15 or 13 or something. So I guess keep that in mind.
She looks like
But
Victoria Justice. What the hell? In that picture that you
yeah,
just posted, she looks like Victoria Justice with that.
yeah, but essentially like what's come arise from her winning gold is like she's proven that you can come as you are and still be excellent at something that's like very traditional, and it's been kind of like this big win for the alt movement, for
Mhm.
people who like have to go to the office and be business casual or like show up to a meeting and like looking and dressing in a certain way. um, so like people are basically saying like if she can do it, then why can't I? So especially with like Gen Z becoming like a more predominant like adult demographic, people are hoping like this is like a push forward to alt styles being acceptable in more social climates.
Oh, are you asking my opinion on that, or you're just like,
Yeah. So that's the story in a
oh, okay.
nutshell.
So, my opinion on like all being like normal now or being like accepted finally.
Like, well, how do you feel? I know you're like a little bit more like liberal in the office and whatnot, but like, yeah, do you feel like this is something that will push us towards it being more acceptable? Or like you think that's just a bit of a stretch and like, just a one alt person winning figure skating doesn't mean that this is going to become acceptable in like the greater zeitgeist?
Uh, I think the Olympics are like a big like show and dance where like the entire world's watching. People like make huge careers off the Olympics. So and they make huge like identities off the Olympics. So yeah, no, I think that's good in the sense that like she's like putting on for the alt girls. You know what I mean? We need to support our alt girls. Freaking all she's doing is just changing her hair, right? Like, it's not is it anything too crazy?
No,
Like
everything. It's like the music that she's going to, the outfits.
like,
Um,
the figure skating outfits or, like,
yeah, the
what
figure skating outfits.
just looks like a regular dress to me, you know? Like,
Uh,
isn't that what you wear when you figure skate? Like
so that's one of them. Honestly, I don't know enough about figure skating to know one way or another, but like here's another one that is like pretty typical like alt girl outfit that I don't think is like very typical in figure skating.
Uh, yeah, no, like I think that's cool that like, she's putting on for like the alt community and everything like that. I think we were already headed in a direction where people were becoming more okay with like the alt community. Um, I don't think like, like what you said earlier, obscure is becoming the new normal, right? So it's just
Mhm.
like,
Well, obscure is becoming the new status symbol or taste signaling.
okay, well, nonetheless, like being obscure or being abnormal now is becoming like something that people want to do. It's like how we said in like previous episodes how everyone's trying to be so eccentric now. So it's like if everyone's trying to be so eccentric now, it's probably becoming a bit more like easier to digest for the masses when they see it.
Mhm.
Definitely for like the dudes in the suits and everything like that for the actual masses, like the status quo and whatever, like it's probably shocking to them at first, but no, I fuck with it. Yeah, what's it called? I like going to the office and wearing like some formal wear, but then being a little bit semi-formal by wearing like some baggy jeans. You know what I mean? My
Mhm.
office is a bit more casual than how I had to dress before. But even before, when I had to dress like super formal, I'd come to the office with a mullet. You know what I mean? And then it's like, did I get like some comments here and there? I remember when I cut it finally. The receptionist was like, "Oh, you finally cut that like godforsaken mullet," and I'm like, "Damn, bro, like that's just a hairstyle." Like she's like, "Yeah, but we're in the office, so you don't really see it too often." And I'm just like, "Yeah, I know that motherfucker bald." So it's like like, that's pretty like he's a whole shaved head. That's like a that's a alt right movement right there. I didn't say anything about it. But, nah, like, I'm always gonna be like, dressing kind of like different. I even like for you, wouldn't you say that you kind of dress like a bit, not too like officey, but you dress enough for the dress code, but then you like to put your personal touch to it, right?
Yeah, I'd say like with my place, it's like a bit harder than it used to be because it's very like business casual, like low eccentricism. Plus, like I'm in sales, so like I think the general ethos is like you don't want to wear anything that takes attention away from like what you're talking about.
Not for
Uh,
sure.
and yeah, it's like with like tons of like people in their like later ages or people who have like been raised on like very traditional means or like people who are in IT, so they're like not very like um exposed to like this part of the culture. So I do think having like someone like Alysa Lu push this like a little bit more in the mainstream is a big win. I don't think it's gonna like really change anything in my like lifetime or office or whatnot, but I think it's cool if we did have a transition where it would just be more acceptable to come as you are and not have that be like a big issue. Um, I find it to be like very similar to like I might get a bit of flack for this, but like not being able to come dressed as you want to be, I think is very similar to when people were basically saying like if you're gay, like one, I don't want to see it, and that's wrong. Two, I guess like if you're gonna do it where we can't see it. You know what I mean? And I think it's like very similar. Like if you want to dress alt, that's cool. Just don't do it around me. As I think this like a similar reception that's kind of getting, but it's like it's not a huge human rights issue, right? So there's no like activist movement. It's just like or just put a normal pair of pants on. Um, but I think it would be cool to move through towards like the liberation of like self-expression, as long as you're not like coming on with like nothing but a cock ring on.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. I think like you have to fit like optics are everything at the end of the day. Like especially if
Hmm.
you're client facing, and the last thing you want to do is like be wearing like some sort. You don't want to be coming to work wearing like a hat. That's for one. Like that's a bad look already. Um, I wear like all these rings at work. You know what I mean? And I do wear like my bracelet and everything like that.
Mhm.
Um, I guess that in a sense is already like it can look kind of like bad. People at work call me Jimi Hendrix, so it's like I think that's pretty lit. You know what I mean? Like kind of get like a cool identity from that. Um, because Brett had a lot of rings and everything. But
Mhm.
what do you call it? Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like, hopefully we can go to that type of direction. But I definitely do think there is a time and place for everything. And definitely, like when you're getting paid, you don't really need to like, um,
Show
you
it.
don't really need to like, yeah, you don't really need to be getting paid, like be showing like, you don't need to be you don't need to be putting like your fashion sense on for everyone to see when at the end of the day you're here just to get a check, right? And
Mhm.
it's like your hobbies. Like if you want to do that, definitely you can still get paid that way. But if they have a dress code, bro, they have a dress code, right? Like
Yeah, I do agree. I do agree with that
okay,
sentiment.
I have like one more story. This one will probably be a quick one.
Wait, before you go move forward, producer, I put the most recent fit check I did before I went to the office. I had an interesting guideline of it was supposed to be my Friday Valentine's dinner. My girlfriend told me to look like a vampire, but I was going to the office and I know no one shows up on Friday, but I knew a couple people might be there or an exec or two. You know what I mean? Like just so I had to balance my outfit choice with like, hey, you're going to an office, but you also have to go to a date after. This is kind of what I come up with. I was like, fucking, I was hiding in that bitch. Like I was like America's Most Wanted.
yeah, like you didn't want to run into the exact, you know, run into like two of them by accident on the elevator or something.
Yeah, it's like, yo, those are some really interesting shoes.
Like,
Yeah.
thanks, they're boots, sir. Now those are some nice boots though, for sure. Freaking, that's like a nice color.
Thank you. Sorry, what were you saying? What was the last topic you wanted to cover?
Okay, my last one was just gonna be about like how luxury department stores and brands are going bankrupt, and
Hmm.
just like oh, and then on top of that, Essence was able to save themselves from going bankrupt by corporate restructuring and by basically
Buying back the
buying,
ownership.
yeah, buying back the ownership exactly. But then they were doing it with a fucking $40 million loan. So it's like at the end of the day, like what do you call it? They're kind of just buying themselves more time to like make more money and pay back their creditors and everything like that. But yeah, they applied for creditor protection and they're no longer forced to like have to sell like
Liquidate.
Essence. Yeah, like to like liquidate, sell Essence to like some private brand, some
Hmm.
big retailer that's like, not gonna be what Essence wants. Um, I know Eddie Bauer recently filed for um, bankruptcy as well, like Chapter
Yeah.
11 bankruptcy. Not that like I don't think you're wearing Eddie Bauer. I'm not wearing any Eddie Bauer or anything like that. But
Hmm.
I think it just goes along with the line of how I think last month Saks Fifth filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and before that, in 2025, Hudson Bay completely went bankrupt. And
Yeah.
what do you think about this? Like, do you think
Yeah.
it's really funny, or do you think like
LuisaViaRoma, also in Italy, I think applied, but they also like are safe, so they didn't do it. Saks Fifth just finished buying all the conglomerates in America, so Neiman Marcus and Bertha Goodman
yeah?
also was purchased by Saks. And yeah,
But then they're
so
also going like they're also closing those stores too. Like Saks Fifth is closing. Some Neiman Marcus stores are closing as well.
yeah, well, Neiman Marcus and Saks Off Fifth are like really similar. Like they're both like discounts, essentially, discount
Yeah,
designer. I think it's bad for the consumer, and the reason why is the all the competition amongst these luxury houses, not like luxury houses, but luxury department stores, essentially
yeah,
creates what we're in right now, which is like one of the best times to buy luxury fashion goods. I think it's slowly getting worse because prices have been skyrocketing ever since COVID. But between like the 2010s and 2020 and a little bit right now, it's been the best time ever to buy luxury fashion goods, because these people are discount stores at the end of the day that will basically have a race to zero in order to like out compete competition. And that's what that's what Essence used to be kind of known for. Like Essence has like some shit up for sale, 70% off right now, 80% off. Like I got a pair of Rick Owen jeans from Saks for like $200. I got another pair for $300. Like you're getting some insane deals, but
Yeah.
essentially as more and more go out of business, it leaves less competition, right? So once like one of these stores has the monopoly over that market, they no longer need to discount as severely. And you can kind of see that like the sale seasons are kind of getting like worse and worse every year.
Like
Um,
you're getting better sales, or as in
no, you're
like
getting
they're
worse
have
sales.
become
Like
okay.
yeah, like you're getting like less discounts. So I think like overall, like as much as like corporation equals bad, competition equals good for the consumer, right? And I think like one day like all this stuff will be like super unaffordable for the average person.
What's it called? You think it's because like, online competition or anything like that? Or do you think they're just up you think all these stores are just like like incurring like huge debt and they're just not being able to pay it back?
Well, a lot of these things like fashion's like really interesting because you have like your brands who do like pre-orders, right? So they're
Yeah.
essentially trying not to accrue any debt in order to make their clothes and their sales by only making what they sell, which is really like annoying to the end user, being you and I, waiting 2, 4, 5 months for our clothes to come in. Department stores, right? They go to these fashion shows and they have accounts with these fashion houses, and they basically like make a purchase ahead of time. They have buyers who go in who like essentially have to decide what SKUs of the catalog they're gonna buy,
Mhm.
and what this results in is like a lot of like a prediction market, right? So like I think these are gonna sell. I think these sizes are gonna sell. This color is gonna sell in our clothes. So they make the promise of the purchase. Sometimes cash up front, sometimes cash when delivered, sometimes on a payment plan. Sometimes like on an IOU. And then if these things don't sell, which like in the last 5 years, like ever since the government stimulus checks have been cutting down, people like don't have money for like groceries. People don't have money to buy a house. People don't have money for rent. Um, so obviously, like first-hand designer is like a luxury is gonna definitely be the first thing that people cut on, right? Um,
Balenci Owens.
yeah. So, like, with that said, like, it's just a really bad time because whenever the economy is doing bad, retail is the first industry that gets hit, but it's also the industry that does the best when the economy is doing well.
Yeah, because people like to buy shit and then like what's it called? This shit's expensive. And it
Yeah,
just like puts money back into the market and then I guess they could pay off their creditors and then they don't have to go bankrupt. And they don't have to like assimilate in order to like survive, right? Again.
yeah, hopefully, but like right now we're living in like unprecedented times, right? Because essentially the stock market's doing well, even though the economy, like as in the people are doing really bad. We're propagated on this like propped up on this AI bubble that is like cycling trillions of dollars between the same 5 companies, and that's also giving a huge boost to stocks. Um, so like whether or not we're gonna have like some kind of cyclical return to a strong economy for like the consumer in the next 5 years is like is yet to be seen. Like what's going to happen is anyone's guess. Like, will things get fixed? Will the AI bubble pop? Will we have another Great Depression? You know, like, stay
I think
tuned.
recession is upcoming for sure. Unless like Trump like kind of like plays around with his tariffs and everything like that, and that's what's essentially making the stock market better now.
Um, Not necessarily. It's like every time Trump waves the tariffs, the stocks I think go up. But a lot of like what's propping the stock markets are like essentially like the buy-ins people have with other companies. Like OpenAI bought like this much GPUs from NVIDIA. NVIDIA invests this much money into Oracle. Oracle buys this company. Microsoft buys more servers, storage, or like utilization off Oracle. So like all these things generate revenue for all these companies, and because they're like in the top of the S&P, it basically like it lifts up all like the stock market of like all the adjacent companies as well, or like even the ones that are in the same like industry.
Okay. What's it called? Yeah, no. Hopefully they save themselves. Like Essence was able to save themselves. They were able to buy themselves more time. Uh, you know what I mean? The sales on Essence are going back to normal and everything like that.
Hmm.
Um, I would love to not see. I would love to see like another store fill up the empty store space in Hudson's Bay. Um, like Saks Fifth, I think already losing its appeal. Like I don't know about you, but I thought like Saks Fifth started losing its appeal a long time ago. I remember you and me used to go to Saks Fifth, and like I swear we would
Hmm.
never buy anything when we went there, right? We'd always just go to Hudson's Bay, and then actually we get stuff
Yeah,
from there.
yeah. The Saks in Toronto was like not as good. The Saks, like I think the issue a lot of these department stores have too is like the buyers have to appeal to a general audience. Like your general audience will walk through these stores. So like Rick is avant-garde. You don't get the really cool avant-garde pieces from Rick. You also don't get the cool pieces from Yoji or Mason Margiela or like Dries. Like you get like the very like
The
um
off the truck pieces.
mainstream. Yeah, exactly. And it's like the core fan bases of of these brands aren't really looking at these stores to buy them. Like although they get
Yeah,
some of the pieces that are mainstream are cool. So like like for me, I get some like really cheap like Rick Owens from these stores, but it's just because like no one like bothers looking here to buy them. So
yeah.
they have like more money, so they end up going on like some like 85% off, 90% off sales at one point in the year. But like if you're buying Rick Owens for cheaper than Rick is making Rick Owens, like no, there's a deficit.
Yeah, no, what's it called? They definitely have poor consumer retention. Like realistically, the fans of these department stores are like old people now. They're not gonna be like young kids anymore. Yeah,
It's like them and like the waspier crowd. Like everyone eventually goes into these stores to get like cheaper drip when they when they know it's time to like kind of like pour in.
yeah,
But yeah, like the younger and like wealthier crowd who are also in that obscure like taste lane, I think prefer like smaller niche and more well curated boutiques.
and they like shopping online too. You know what I mean? It's kind of like what's like defeating these big department stores too. Everybody buying
Yeah,
shit online.
yeah, and I'd say both Saks and the Bay both have like terrible e-commerce platforms.
Yeah, I've never seen them. What's it called? And I can already like imagine them being like really bad. Freaking, but those stores are meant for like you walk in the stores and you just like look around and everything like that. Like when we went to Hudson Bay back in the day,
Hmm.
um, it's like 8 floors.
Yeah,
Like what's it
because
called?
these stores were developed to spend your whole day in. Like the store was supposed to basically be a hobby. Like you'd have a lounge and a chilling room. You had your
Yeah,
alterations. You'd go in. You'd have your shopper. They'd like know you. They'd like pick out things for you. You'd like go around. And I think it's like I used to hang out with my mom when she would go to the Bay as a kid, and it was like the most miserable experience because there's so much. It's
Yeah.
like there's one floor for men's, right? And then there's like four floors for women, and it's like
Yeah, there's like
evening
one
wear.
floor for lifestyle and furniture.
Yeah, exactly. So it'd be like, yo, you're looking at evening wear. There's like classes, like these are like low class clothing. You have your like Levi's and your Brandy Melvilles, and then you have like brands you've never heard of before that exist in this weird middle aggregate, and then you have like your designer floor. You have a whole floor for just footwear, and it's like I used to get like a freaking migraine between the perfume and like all the like polyester in the air.
Yeah, I forgot about the perfume. Yeah, there's fragrances too.
Yeah,
Freaking,
but that's how those stores were basically meant to draw attention in. But like as yeah, online
oh, it's
shopping's
different.
become more popular, like these stores are basically empty, so they're just basically like burning money against their lease.
Yeah, and like debt overload realistically,
Hmm.
because they have to pay like all those brands to have them inside them, right? Like,
Well, they just have to buy them and have an account with them, right? But like, in order to buy a collection, right? Like, in order to have stock, you have to pay for all of it.
no, I thought they were like buying on layaway, and then like essentially they would sell the stuff, they can pay off the amount, and I think they just stopped selling because everyone was buying shit online, and then at once COVID stopped and everything, like you said, all the stimulus checks stopped, so people weren't really like buying like crazy anymore.
Yeah, and I think like a lot of people like got comfortable with the idea of like the virtual world of like making more purchases online. Like a lot of people use like Instacart more now. A lot of people like use Uber Eats more now. So I just
Which
think
is a
like brick and
scam.
mortar gets like a lot less foot traffic than it used to.
Yeah, no, hopefully, they fill up those empty store spaces. I think, Simmons, I think
Yeah,
that's gonna replace it. Yeah, because that's like the only department store I could think of now that like is kind of like standing its ground. And other than that, like I think Fairweather tried to fill in the Hudson Bay stores, and then they just said, "Nah, we don't want that. Like y'all can keep your Fairweather." It's like an old ass brand, yo. Who gives a fuck about them now? Okay. That was it though for the luxury department stores going bankrupt and Essence, saving themselves from bankruptcy with their $40 million loan. Do you have
yeah, that's the 40 mil. No, that was it for me. Alysa Lu. I almost keep saying Alyssa Cara. What was my last topic?
that was your last topic? Okay.
Mhm.
Well, this was episode 8 of this is a fashion podcast. I'm Hugh Heffer, aka Hugh Day, and beside me I have who do I have?
Mahantra.
Mahantra, and we're just signing off. Do you have any last words to say, Mahantra?
Um, yeah, overconsume so these companies can afford to stay afloat and give me Rick Owens for 90% off.
Yeah, no, I would love to see Essence having like those great sales again, but you know, well, maybe soon. Yeah, overconsume, please, again, but don't overconsume on Klarna, and don't overconsume on Affirm because Affirm has interest and Klarna doesn't.
Yeah, if you're Canada, use Sezzle.
Yeah, and then No Jumper was cool at one point. Whatever Mon used to say.
Yeah, and Klarna, Affirm, Sezzle. I'm waiting for my stimulus check.
Okay,
But
this is a fashion podcast. Signing out.
sign off. Peace.
Peace.